Just not up to our standards.
Was it as simple as just took a lot of open threes early on, didn't go down, and that generally does seem to affect this team because the flow things don't drop?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously didn't shoot the ball well. Too many turnovers on my part. A couple lapses.
Well, as you know, the New York Knicks fall to the Detroit Pistons, 126-111. After being the big brother to the Detroit Pistons last season, they definitely took a step back. Jalen Brunson mentioned his input on the loss, but bottom line is this team is not together. Head down, not confident, chemistry is not there. And I'm going to say about Mike Brown, like I say about some NFL coaches that were head coaches but better off as assistants. Mike Brown, likable guy. Have no issue with Mike Brown. But he is a journeyman. He's been on a whole lot of teams, coached a whole lot of players, great players. But to me, he's never been a head coach. Hell of an assistant. Put him on one side of the ball, you're going to get some greatness out of him. But if you make him the head of the snake, you're going to slither as you get closer to the playoffs or in the playoffs. Your team is going to slither. You're not going to come through. He's going to be eliminated. There's always a situation that happens with Mike Brown when he's the head coach of these franchises. Either he's going to lose the team or the organization is going to decide they want to go in a different way. To me, he might have lost control of his basketball team. He has that voice that you can get real tired of real quick. And I'm going to say another thing about Karl Anthony Towns, Cat. You have to feature this guy in every ball game. Establish him down low and everything works off of that. If they do that periodically or consistently throughout a ball game, they will have better chances. Besides Jalen Charles Brunson, no one else should be having more field goal attempts than Cat. Keep him engaged. Get him the basketball down low. Lessen his threes. He didn't shoot that many in this game. You got to keep him in tune. You got to keep him on the basketball floor. Also, keeping himself out of foul trouble. Bonehead reaching foul calls. He got to learn how to stay on the floor at all times. But if I'm Mike Brown, that is going to be a conscious effort to get this guy the basketball down low. You have to go a little bit old school with Cat. And the way this roster is built, everybody can't go out there and just have the handle and want to make something work on offense. Can't do that. Everybody has a role to play. And they have the pieces to get it done. But everybody can't be the hero.
We got a lot of film, and we're seeing each other in the playoffs. We got to be ready.
Carl, how different is this Pistons team compared to the one that you played in the playoffs last year?
They got experience, and they're more cohesive and more together than ever. And they've had a year to really grow, and all of them are better players than they were last year. So,
yeah, way better players than they were last year. They grown up another year. Y'all was a big brother last season. And really, I believe they should have took y'all out even then. But they still was a little wet behind the ears. You ain't got to worry about that now. They're coming in ready to go. They took care of y'all without no Duran in this ball game, no Stewart. Short-handed, some will say. I know they're missing a few other pieces, but the main pieces down there in that paint that cause a lot of problems is Duran and Stewart. Y'all couldn't handle them on prime time. Y'all are not going to represent the East. That's no shock. Everybody knows that, especially after last night. You're not going to represent the East. Detroit Pistons are ready. That's no joke. Cade Cunningham is ready to go. And another thing, everybody's looking for the face of the NBA. We got one right here. Cade Cunningham.
And quite simply, if Detroit's going to make threes, they're going to be pretty harsh to beat.
I think they're getting great looks, and I wouldn't be mad at these misses right now. If that finally goes to
I
Cunningham.
45-42.
sprinted up myself.
Yeah, Stan didn't even break a sweat. Cunningham lays it in. That was too easy. The Pistons' lead is 6. Anunoby guarding Cunningham. Slicing, protecting, and scoring.
Oh.
Anunoby is now 0 of 6 from three-point territory, 2 of 11 overall. Cunningham inside the arc, unstoppable.
Oh.
It's in the zone. Here's more Cunningham. No! 81-72. Cade Cunningham. He's a star. He's a superstar.
He's a star.
Stop it.
Great on and off the floor. Give you that business in between those lines is not playing no games. The man is cutthroat. That motor is lubricated. It is oiled and ready. And he's taking no prisoners. You can see it in his eyes. He wants it. And he's going to get it. They have every opportunity to win it all. I don't think that's going to be a shocker to anybody coming out of the East. Detroit Pistons are built to last. And they're scary. Yeah, man, if you're looking for a face of the NBA, you don't have to look too far. Wemby's right there. It could be Wemby or this guy right here, Cade Cunningham. But I'll tell you what, Cade Cunningham looking a little more seasoned. I will tell you. He's precise in what he's doing on that floor. He's all over the place. He's handling the rock. He's getting inside the paint. He knows how to draw fouls. He's hitting big shots. That whoever stands in his way, Motorcade.
I've spent the time right now talking about the players, but their coaching staff as well is excellent, and they've gotten their players and their team ready for a playoff run.
How important is regular season, in your opinion, against a team that you might see in the playoffs? Last year, obviously, you guys went 1-3 against the Pistons, but beat them in the first round. What do you make of that?
Well, it means a lot. I think it does. It builds the confidence going into that playoff series, and also you have great film to see what did work against our team and against their team. And I think that.
Listen to these soft-spoken guys, man. This is pitiful. These are the New York Knicks. Just coming off an all-star break. Supposed to be coming in and making a stamp for the rest of the season. Just lost a big game on primetime. It seems like you would be a little more upset. That's why I say this team is not together. Because somebody ought to be aggravated at this point. I don't know what's been said in the locker room for the meeting with the head coach, Mike Brown. But something needs to be said. Something needs to jolt. Something has to break. These guys got their tails between their legs. And you're going to finish the season like this? They're finished. Everything else is window shopping. If Karl Anthony Towns don't establish himself in these ball games, and Mike Brown don't make it a focal point because Mike Brown has to do it, and Charles Brunson, he's got to do it as well. Make sure he gets the ball. But when you're not together, you don't have no chemistry. Everybody think they're the hero. They want to be the reason why you have success. You're going to have stuff like this going on. Walk up, Aaron three-pointers. OG Anunoby going off the dribble, acting like he's Iverson when he started out as a defensive player. Yeah, he can hit the three every once in a while. His offensive game has picked up. But this ain't the guy who should be leading you down the stretch. He shouldn't have more attempts than Cat. You got specialized players over there, hard workers, guys who can post up, guys who specialize in defense, spot up shooters. Use them. Simplify the game and let Mike Brown establish what your role really is as individuals on this team. And don't go outside of that. If you play simplified, basic offense and hard-nosed defense, you get yourself a chance. You got to feature Cat. This team goes, like I said, as far as Cat gonna take him. And if he's out there just rainbowing threes, getting in foul trouble, not playing aggressive, complaining on foul calls, whining to the refs, y'all finished. I think you're finished now. I don't think you're going to be able to galvanize it. I'll be honest with you. I think this season is a wash for y'all. Yeah, you might make the playoffs, but there's no noise that's going to be made. No noise. This is Cade Cunningham's show. This is his show in the East. You better believe it. This is his show. You have to go through him and these new branded bad boys. We could transition a little bit to the Houston Rockets. We can. The game last night, started off a little sketchy. I'm not going to lie to you. It started off a little sketchy. But if it wasn't for this man coming through, making key shots once again down the stretch in the fourth quarter, with, of course, Reed Shepherd's help. I don't know what it is about Reed Shepherd, but he's starting to come through when the moments matter most down the stretch. He seems to find a way to put the ball in the hole in the fourth quarter. But early on in this ball game, Charlotte Hornets came out hitting from all angles. Threes just falling. I was discouraged. Defense was terrible. Rotations was bad. Nobody was getting up into anybody. Just a couple of swings, they got a wide open three. It's like they didn't even believe in these Charlotte Hornets. You got a guy going down low, I forgot his name, for the Charlotte Hornets, starting early to establishing himself down in the post. Over the top of him. Just a couple of back downs and turn around and shoot a hook shot. 2 points. Then you got another guy, what's his name? Nipple, whatever it is. He's making things happen. So in this first quarter, you looking like, okay, what are we doing? It's time to establish yourself coming out of the All-Star break now. You're playing the Charlotte Hornets. This has to be a win. It seemed like it was fading in the first half. But they came out, whatever Emu Doga said, they came out. A little more attention to details, getting a little closer on bodies. And they was able to pull it out. But, yeah, it was a little nerve-wracking early, man, because I'm saying, what a defense said, man. How you going to locate these shooters? How you going to stop these one-line drives? Because sometimes the Rockets can give up easy buckets just with no effort. Wide open threes. Multiple shots at the basket because you're not blocking out. They getting offensive rebounds. They had to have this win, and they snuck it out. Those were the two major games that was on the queue for yesterday, last night. But you had other teams playing as well coming back from the All-Star break. Of course, you had the Brooklyn Nets, who got smashed by the Cleveland Cavaliers 112-84. 76ers lost to the Atlanta Hawks 117-107. Wizards 112 to the Pacers 105. That's a game you don't even supposed to watch. You don't supposed to watch that one. And there's the Detroit Pistons and the Knicks. We talked about that 126-111. Poor Knicks, I guess you could say. Poor Knicks. The Raptors 110-101. The Bulls. Phoenix Suns, that was a good one. Lost to the San Antonio Spurs, which is another team that's going to be fighting. Think about it. And I ain't saying this is going to happen. What if the San Antonio Spurs and the Detroit Pistons ended up in the finals? Think about that. I'm not going to lie to you. That might be an interesting ass matchup. I'm not saying that I want to see that. But man, will that blow a lot of people's minds. This almost would be something like the Patriots and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Yeah, if the San Antonio Spurs and the Detroit Pistons be in the finals, hey, I'm just saying. Actually, that'll be a better matchup than it was in the Super Bowl, if you ask me. But that could be, that's some young talent going at each other right there. Just remember, mark it down that I said that. Not saying it's going to happen, but if it do, we can look back at this. Spurs and Pistons in the finals. Celtics beat the Golden State Warriors 121-110. The Celtics, they've been willing and dealing. They've been holding the fort down. Without Tatum. I wouldn't rush him back, but if he's ready, hey, join the club. This team here is going to be dangerous. Don't be surprised if they start getting together and they go deep. They've been hoping, man, that's just a hell of a coaching job. Give it up to Missoula. Hell of a coaching job for this team to fight and stay above the ranks. Got to give it to them. Orlando Magic 131 to the Sacramento Kings 94. That was a WWE SmackDown.
Oh, that's not good.
Denver Nuggets 114 to the Clippers 115. A nail biter, a doozy is what we like to call it. But I'm glad the Clippers beat the Denver Nuggets. As far as the Rockets trying to climb those charts, hey man, climb them. Climb them. That's a scoreboard from last night. There's some good teams out there. Glad it's back off that All-Star break. Like I said, now all these teams are paying attention. They're buckling down. All right? They're positioning themselves now for the playoffs. Every game matters. Win the ones you're supposed to win. We say this all the time. You have to win the ones you're supposed to win and sneak out the ones you ain't. You do that, take care of home, you're going to be in a good place. Big Freaky Friday. Y'all enjoy yourselves. G.S.Q.H, Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. Thanks for your time. We up out of here. Peace.